Okay. Well, a very good evening, everybody. Sorry for the slow start. The old have to turn things off and start it again. What I call the Microsoft problem has worked anyway with the streaming program. A very good evening to you all, Patricia and David, ZMH286, Gulf Harbour Radio here. And first of all, I can report we've had a really strange weather day, just typical anticyclonic gloom. We started at 15 degrees, it just got to 18, it's now 17, and it's 3 knots from the southwest. It was started this morning northwest 3. So the barometer is fairly steady, 10:30, and it's been 95% cloud cover, 95% all day. So you guys out there have got certainly a lot more wind than we've got here, but we are not complaining about the calm weather here. It's at least it's pleasant, and it's not too bad temperature-wise for this time of the year. It's been pretty busy in the arrival ports, evidently. 17 boats arrived at Naui, Savu yesterday, and the ARC and ICA boats have been arriving in Vava'u, so it's all go at the ports of Chicken. So a very good evening particularly to Rusla and First Light, who arrived in Savu. Maybe one of them will tell us, join us shortly. Anyway, we have a little bit to talk about tonight, but first of all I'll go through the boats. Colfie, good evening to you guys. Peter, you really do need to listen to David's weather tonight, because your anticipated departure for Suva tomorrow may change. I think a rethink might be necessary after you hear what's in front of you. But anyway, have a good listen. David on Shandon is going well, and I suspect this will be of interest to First Light, who are very, very close to them, according to the AIS. Anyway, Shandon is this was his 4 o'clock position actually, 4:12, 27 degrees 31 south, 177 degrees 18 east, steering on a course of 00 magnetic, 7.6 knots, with an east 18, and all is well on board with a steady barometer up there on the outskirts of our huge anticyclone. So a very good evening to you, David. I know you can hear, and thanks for the WhatsApp. Okay, well, Rusula arrived in Savu. Let's go to Sika Gulf Harbour. Well, it's a little bit lighter tonight, Peter, but certainly clear enough. Go ahead. Okay, just stand by one. I'm going to turn the preamp on because I'm struggling. Having said that I could copy you well, I have now got a problem. So I will tell you what I have heard, Peter. I have got you at 2332 south, but you will need to give me your longitude again. Over. Okay, 16004, and the course is 265 true, and I had your speed, which seems a little bit on the high side, at 7.1. Could you correct that? Over. Okay, 7.5. That's yep, pretty good going for an east 12 to 15 and 20% cloud cover. Sounds like you're, from what David said, you're going into a bank of cloud.
It'll be a couple of a day or so.
Oh, not for a day or so. Okay, that sounds better. And certainly it's good you're going into Bundaberg, because the pictures that we are getting from north of Sydney and now Sydney, the flooding is really, really bad, particularly up around the Port Macquarie area, all around there, in fact, up to the New South Wales border. It's really, really grim. A lot of problems there. I think about 3 deaths so far. So good you're going into Queensland. And yeah, nothing much else to report. Is all well on board? Over. Okay, I got the all well on board, but you've certainly got problems with that radio. It doesn't seem to quite want to settle down, does it? Okay, we'll clear with Seeker, and first light has also arrived in Savu Savu. I suspect they're all having cold beers and eating out tonight, them and Rusula. So I will, hopefully one of them will call in later. But let's go to Kumo. Kumo, David, are you on frequency?
Harbour, this is Kumo. How do I read?
Yeah, good copy on you. Yeah, we've had trouble with Seeker's radio all the way through, but no problem with yours. Looks like you had a bit of a quiet period earlier in the day, but things are going well now. Over.
Yep, we now have 17 to 20 off, and but we slowed down significantly this morning, just putting the storm get on and just tightening her up a little bit. Over.
Okay. So, yes, there's certainly no complaint about no wind for you. Go ahead with the full report.
Okay, our position is 2805 south, 17722 east.
Yes.
Our course is 355 magnetic, and we're currently making 8 to 8.5 knots in 17 to 20 true wind. Over.
And how's the cloud cover and sea conditions?
Okay, with 40% cloud cover, we had a lovely sunny day all day, and just now it's clouded over a bit in the last hour. Sea conditions, 1 to 1.5 meter swell from the northeast, and 17 to 20 wind from the northeast also.
Okay, we have Kumo and all on board heading to Savu Savu, currently at 2805 south and 17722 east. Course 355 magnetic at 8.5 knots. Lovely sunny day by the sound of it. Now 40% with the 1 to 1.5 meter swell from the northeast and 17 to 20 from the northeast. So sounds pretty good. I don't think you'll have any complaints from the crew. Over.
No complaints. Just been well fed, except we lost our first lure of the season for our first day fishing, and off a spool of line, but that's pretty precaution, I suppose.
I think I should have made note of how many lures have been lost. I think the fish and the fishermen are all about equal at the moment. Seawind sort of swung the balance in their favour with 4 mahi-mahi on their trip, but there have been a few lost lures. There must be some really big fish out there. So, all right, well, we'll talk to you again tomorrow. You should be able to see, I don't think they've got an AIS, but have you seen any sign of Shandon ahead of you? Over.
Negative. We were keeping a pretty close eye last night because we realised they were pretty close. Have you event position?
Yeah, the position that he sent through, because he can hear on the radio, and so he will know where you are. But his position at 4 o'clock was 2731 south and 17718 east, and he's steering north magnetic at about 7.6. So you're a bit longer and a bit faster than him at the moment. So you could very well catch up. But he had east 18, so pretty much the same as you. So obviously, and steady bar. So yep, you'll need to keep a good watch out tonight. He's a single-hander on Shandon. Over.
Okay, all copied and will do.
Roger that. And before I pass the microphone, I just want to mention, last night we talked to First Light about these phantom AIS reports, which if you have a look at them, you might discover that they are just, in fact, we've got one of these AISs on our boat. They're very cheap. They use them for marking nets and long lines and so on. But if you do come across anything out of the ordinary when you are on a passage, and out of the ordinary could be anything. I mean, we had one year, we had a humongous buoy arrived in South Minerva after a storm, or you might see Chinese vessels in, for example, Fiji waters, which you might be a little bit concerned about and want to report them. You can do it via maritime radio or via here, of course, but if none of those, well, if I'm not on, if it's a time when we're not actually on frequency, you can email the New Zealand Maritime Security people. And the email address, if you want to write this down, is Maritime Security. It's real easy. Maritime Security, all run together, at Maritime NZ, that's all run together, .govt.nz. So Maritime Security at maritimenz.govt.nz. And we did spend some time today with those people and looking on air. Many of the boats going to Savu will be passing through, whether they're coming from Tonga or Minerva or wherever, will be passing through quite a documented fishing area. There's quite a few of them in Fiji, all around where you would expect fish to be. There are possibilities that the Chinese have got a permit from Fiji, but you never know. So it's always worthwhile reporting anything that you discover to this organisation, Maritime Security. They handle intelligence and security, and they do follow up. One of the problems is that they don't often get back with anything, but that's the nature of their business. So, but it's worthwhile to just send them a message, either via me or Maritime New Zealand on air or on the email, just to make sure that we're all taking our bit to report anything suspicious. And I know that the ICA folks have had Vicky participating in some of the drug trafficking discussions that have been taking place. So yeah, if you just see anything just not quite right, it's better to report it than not. And if we could all do our bit, that will help all the organisations involved. Okay, folks, I'm going to just do a general call later, but there's quite a bit of weather of significance, so I'm passing the microphone now, and then we'll come to you later.
Okay, from me, good evening to everybody out there listening. And we do have quite a bit of strong weather to discuss today. So as yesterday, the strong high, that's the major player in the Southwest Pacific. It's directly over New Zealand, and it is powerful. 1036 millibar. That's 1036. That's the central pressure. The isobars north to the islands are all compressed, which, as you all know, means wind, and plenty of wind. The second flare that we have is a small depression, and that is over Tasmania. And also, as yesterday, we see a frontal band from this little depression, which runs up to just to the south of New Caledonia. Then it arcs eastward, more or less eastward, basically running along about 20 south to 0 south, all the way to Niue. This is one big quasi-stationary front, and to see it on satellite imagery is amazing. They're scattered about the frontal band using infrared in particular. You'll see thunderstorms galore, lightning shows all throughout the tropics from this and other troughs to the north. So here's the weather for Tonga to give you an idea what's going on with the winds. So this is for today and tomorrow. An active trough is expected to approach Davao, the Hapais, and Tongatapu tonight and tomorrow. A gale warning is in force for all three groups, plus a damaging heavy swell warning for Tongatapu and the Minervas. East to southeast winds 15 to 25 knots, gusting to damaging gale force winds 30 to 40 knots at times. Rough seas up to 3 to 4 meters, plus a damaging southerly swell up to 4 meters. Oh, it's a pretty nasty system indeed. And as I said, I believe it's the same forecast for Sunday. And notice that the Minervas were part of this. Now, in addition to the quasi-stationary front, there is also an active trough that's just to the north of Fiji. So this trough is expected to drift south over Fiji probably late today, right through Sunday. So expect east to southeast winds 20 to 25 knots and up to 30 knots at times. So needless to say, rough seas and a moderate southerly swell. And lastly, those underway from Minerva to Fiji can expect very rough conditions with gale force gusts. Seas up to 4 meters are predicted. So those who are planning to leave tomorrow may want to rethink, as Patricia said. And that's my opinion as well. So that's it from me, and I'll pass it back to the chief and see what else that she has.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't look very pleasant. So I'm just looking over David's shoulder. I think he's got windy on at the moment, and yeah, it's not something I would like. It would definitely be a 3-bag day for me. Right, is there anybody on air wanting to make contact? Please call. Seeker, I can hear that bit, so take it easy, Peter, and go ahead. Okay, so the weather for Seeker for the next day or two. Seeker are on their way from Numea to Bundaberg, currently at 23 and 160, 23.32 south and 160 east. I'm just giving David a chance to change his screens here. And the next day or two, please.
27.
23, 32, and 160.
Sorry, 23. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Peter, it's looking pretty good for you. The winds are going to be moderate. Quite frankly, they'll be east to southeast, depending upon where you happen to be. And I'm looking through Sunday. So this is through today, Saturday, and Sunday. And yeah, it looks pretty nice from what I could see. In terms of that weather band that we're talking about, that is to the south of you, so you aren't going to be affected by what I just said about that. In terms of cloud cover and so forth, you are going to run into a bank of cloud, from what I could see, a medium and high cloud, along about maybe Sunday as you move along. And so when you do get involved in these sort of clouds, uh, quite obviously you could expect squalls, particularly in the evening. But doesn't look really too bad at this point. So we'll have to see what changes between now and then, and things are changing quite rapidly in the weather picture department.
Wind direction.
So yeah, the winds are going to remain pretty much the same, east to southeast. So that'll push you along pretty good. And yeah, the only thing that you have to think about is the cloud that you're going to bump into and what it may bring you. I know it's hard. Are you single-handed, right?
No.
No, okay. No, I thought you were single-handed, and I got corrected. So yeah, no, you should be fine, Peter. Over.
Yep, certainly going in the right direction. All right. Is there anybody else? We'll clear with Seeker. Anybody else? Oh, there is Colfie. Peter. Another Peter. Colfie, go ahead. No, I can't work out anything from you, Peter, but I know you want to depart tomorrow for Suva. But that weather is definitely not very conducive for a decent passage. I'm going to pass the microphone again just to just concentrate on that Minerva to Fiji, or Suva as it is, Minerva to Suva passage. Stand by.
Yeah, hi Peter. I hope you're copying okay. We could barely hear you. In fact, almost can't hear you. But no, it's going to be very rough. And if it were us, we wouldn't go tomorrow. But the decision is entirely up to you. And the reason for that is the very strong high that's sitting over us here in New Zealand, and the compressed isobars between you and Minerva and up to Fiji. It's going to produce winds up to, well, there'll be gale force gusts. And on top of that, we have that quasi-stationary front that you're going to sail into. And that can very easily bring some very severe gusts if you get underneath one of these tall cumulonimbus clouds or that sort of thing. So just doesn't look conducive to us.
So when? When could he go? Can you look ahead?
Patricia said, when can you? Yeah, okay, I think I got that. When? All right. I'm looking at, I would say most of that bad weather, wind-wise and so forth, is going to be moving east. So I'm thinking possibly Monday. Monday, that's the 26th. Monday, 2/6. Maybe sooner, but Monday looks reasonable. Over.
Yep, he's got that.
Okay. We'll be obviously on again tomorrow, and we'll keep you in mind. If anything changes, we will let you know.
All right, we'll clear with the third person on my radios that need attention list, Peter. And yeah, thanks for getting in touch via Olive. That was really good to know that it was you in Minerva trying to get through. Okay, is there anybody else before we shut it down? Nothing heard. Have a very good evening, everybody. It's definitely trying to be winter here. It's was 17 degrees. It just feels a little bit more miserable because of the gloomy look, but we're hoping for another dry day tomorrow anyway before this mess comes over from Australia to hit us on Monday. Have a good night, and and thanks for the folks that let me know that they have arrived. We will be back again tomorrow, of course. Cheers all.